Hello everyone. So this will be my next video clip presentation with regards to creation of the table of specification, which is very much important when constructing a test instrument. So table of specification is our blueprint guide when we are constructing our test instrument. Now take note that we will be able to build content validity, okay, if we will first construct our table of specification. And note guys that before you construct a test, you need to have first our TOS, because this will be our guide in constructing test instrument. There are actually two types of table specifications. We have the one-way table of specification and the two-way table of specification. So under one-way, it is actually a one-dimensional TOS. Isang dimension lang siya, whether in a statistical table, one dimension, yung meron ka lang column headers, wala ka ng row classifiers dyan. Or wala kang column headers pero meron kang row classifier. So one dimension lang siya. Kaya siya tinawag na one-way TOS. For the two-way TOS, it is two-dimensional. Meron kang row classifier, okay? And meron ka ding column headers. So who will serve as the row classifiers? Who will serve as the column headers? So we'll be creating. I will try to give you a lecture as to how to construct TOS with respect to one-way, two-way, okay? If possible, pwede ring three-way. Meron din tayong mga three-way specifications. Pero medyo mahirap lang gawin yon. Okay? So ang target lang natin is to construct one-way and two-way table of specifications. And these are our steps in constructing our table of specification. First, we need to list the subject matter which has been taught after a definite period of time in terms of units, problems, areas, and among others. Then the second one is we need to determine the objectives, specific knowledge, or skills to be evaluated. That is the second step. The third step is we need to find out the number of recitations spent for each subject matter, units, or area to be taught, and the total number of recitation. This will be our guide for us to be able to identify the number of items in our test instrument. For the fourth one, we need to find out the total number of items desired to be administered. This depends largely on the nature of the test and length of the time spent in teaching the subject matter or discipline. For the next step, which is the fifth one, is to find out the number of items for each subject matter as well as the objectives by dividing the total number of recitations and the questions multiplied by the number of items on the test. Later I'll be presenting to you the process in step number 5. Then number 6, distribute the number of items for each subject matter among the different objectives, cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domain. Then the seventh one, which is the last one, is to construct now the test, observing the principles of test construction. Take care to group together questions belonging to specific instructional objectives. So this will now be an example of a one-way table specification, okay? So we have column headers in this case. The column headers are area of contents, number of hours, or number of recitations, number of items, and test placement. Okay? So the area of content, these are now the list of topics, or these are the list of objectives that we are trying to assess. Then the second column is the number of hours, or it is the number of recitations that we used in teaching the lessons. Okay. Then the number of items. This will be the items, or the numbers of items in our test instrument. How do we come up with these values? For you to come up with the values of your number of items, we will concentrate to the number of recitations or to the number of hours. We will follow step number 5. Okay, yung step number 5 natin kanina. And the last column will be the item placement or test placement na tinatawag. On these 8 items under the first topic, what items will be the items of these 8 items? Ano yung mga items na magfo-fall dito sa definitions of terms na yun? Asan yung 8? Okay? Where are the 8 items? So this is the item placement. So these are important parts of a one-way table of specification. So for you to be able to come up with the number of items, okay, we will be utilizing the formula given in the PowerPoint. This is the range of items. It is equal to the number of hours in discussing the content over the total number of hours, okay, multiplied by the desired number of items. How many items are you planning to give? Okay, so let's say, for example, let's compute the number of items of this particular example. The number of items is equal to 7 over 40 multiplied by 45. What does this mean? That we have discussed this topic in 7 hours. Okay, in 7 hours. Yung 40 na yon, this will be the total number of hours that you use in discussing all your lessons. Okay, all your lessons. That is 40 hours. Then yung 45 dyan is your desired number of items. Ito yung gusto kong ibigay sa mga bata na exam when it comes to number of items. 45 items ang gusto kong ibigay sa kanila. So we will multiply it by 45. So we need to do arithmetic here. We will have 7 divided by 40, and that will be equal to 0.175. Multiplied it by 45, and we will come up with 7.9 or 8. Which is now the range of our test items in the definition of terms a while back, kanina. So yan, from 7 hours mo tinuro itong topic na definition of terms. So from 45, among these 45 items na plano mong ibigay sa kanila, we will be taking 8 items under definition of terms. So how did we get 8? It is by simply using this formula. Okay? This formula. I hope you got it right. So for your practice exercise, I want you to verify the other computations of the number of items in this given example. Verify 3, verify 5, 3, 6, 4, 3, 7 as the number of items of these next topics. Okay? So this will be your practice exercise. For your two-way table of specifications, as I said a while back, it is a two-dimensional table of specification. So meron kang column header, meron kang row classifier. Okay? So yung mga column headers mo, these are the topics. Yung mga row classifiers mo, these are the objectives. We are trying to intersect objectives and the topics. Okay? So under disposal of garden, say for example, you taught it in 15 hours. In care and fertilization, you taught it in 10 hours. Under related activities, you used 15 hours, a total of 40 hours in teaching all the lessons or all the expected topics. Okay? So, what does it mean? Based from this total number of recitation, we will be able to come up with this number of items, itong body ng ating table. However, we need to find first, okay? We need to find first or to decide first our total number of items that we want to give to them or to our students, which is equal to 50. This 50 will be our guide, okay? Using again the formula presented a while back. Okay? The formula presented a while back. So, for you to be able to accomplish this table, please be guided with this step. We need to find the total number of hours or recitation, and given naman yan dito sa ating table. We need to find total A by using the formula given in the previous slide. Itong total A na ito, nasa baba, we need to find first before we fill up itong mga nasa loob. Okay? So after identifying the number of hours, we will compute for total A. Okay, how do we compute for total A? How did we compute 19, 12, and 19? Of course, to be able for you to come up with this, we will be using this formula. Okay? 15, or to come up with 19, we will divide 15 by 40 and multiplied it by 50 total number of items. To come up with 12, under care and fertilization, we will divide 10 by 40 times 50. Okay? And for the last one, the related activities, to come up with this 19, we will again divide 15 hours divided by 40 hours multiplied by 50. Okay? And this will now compose the 50 items. We will give 19 items under disposal of garden. We will give 12 items under care and fertilization. We will give 19 items under related activities. A total of 50 items. Okay, let's go back with a step. After the second one, we will now proceed to the distribution of the computed total to the objectives depending on to the teacher. It would depend on us as the teacher. Okay, it would depend on us as the teacher. So, ito, from this 19, saan ko ngayon yan i-distribute? Okay, it's up to us. We will distribute based on our desired, okay, or desire. So, dito sa 19 na ito, I have given 4 items under knowledge level, 3 items under comprehensive level or comprehension level, 4 items under application, and 3 under analysis and synthesis, and I'll be giving another 5 items under change in attitude, appreciation, and valuing. So, a total of 19 items for this topic number 1. For these 12 items, okay, under care and fertilization, again, it's up to you kung sino yung saan mo ilalagay itong 12 na ito. So dito nakalagay dito sa ating table, 3 items will be falling under knowledge, 2 under comprehension, 2 under application, 2 under analysis and synthesis, and 3 under change in attitude and appreciation and valuing. And it will compose or a total of 12 items for care and fertilization. And ganon din dito sa related activities. Okay? So, after which, after distributing the items in all the objectives that we have set, we will get total B. Okay? We will sum up all these items falling under knowledge, falling under comprehension, falling under applications, analysis and synthesis, and the change in attitudes. So as you can see, under knowledge level, we came up with a sum of 11, that is 4 plus 3 plus 4. We came up with a sum of 8 under comprehension, 30 items under application, 9 items under analysis and synthesis, and lastly, 12 items will come from the change in attitude and appreciation and valuing. Okay? And the last column will be the item placement. Saan mo ngayon ilalagay yung mga items na ito? Among these 11 items na ito, under knowledge level, saan mo yan ilalagay? So in this table, we will be placing the 11 items from 1 to 11. Okay? For the next 8, we will have from 12, or item number 12 up to item number 19. For the 30 application exams or items, we will be placing it from item 20 up to item 29. Or that should be okay. That should be 29. Okay? And among others. Okay? And among others. This should not be 30. This should be 10. Okay? This should be 10. Itong 30 na ito. So please check. Yung 30 dyan, it should be 10. Okay? So that we'll place it from 20 to 29. And from 30 to 38, it will be the analysis and synthesis level. So 9 items will come from this. So I hope you got it right. So this is our two-way table of specification. So thank you once again for watching to my video, and have a good day everyone.